I'm HD1 at Nagara right now, and I'm a 3-star on LeetCode, and I'm a 3-star on CodeShape. So today we are going to solve the questions of LeetCode contest, weekly contest 362. Okay, and in this video we will covering the only two questions. One is easy level and one is on medium level questions. Why I am making the solution on these two questions? Because I have made a video on the another map, and I see that the order and another map is a very important topic, because it often used in contest, also in the online assessment, in the coding round. So let's start the question first of all now. Okay, so this is the first question. You can read the question. Point that interact with the cards. Okay, so this is the first question, and this is the second question. Determine if the sale is reachable at a given time or not. For your knowledge, I would like to tell you that on every Sunday there is a one contest that is called LeetCode contest, and also there is also one contest that is bi-weekly contest. These two contests often happen on Saturday and Sunday, and bi-weekly happens after 14 days, and weekly happens after every 7 days on Sunday 8 am in the morning. And there will be 4 questions. As you can see here, one question will be on the easy level, and the rest of 3 questions mostly on medium, and one last question is on hard level question. Okay, so now let's read the question. First question, point that intersect with cards, right? Now let's move on the question and let's read the question descriptions. Okay, so point that intersect with cards. You are given 0 index 2D integer array nums representing the coordinate of the car parking on the number line for any index I, nums of I, start of I, end of I, where start of I is representing a starting point of the ith and card, and ending is I is the ending point of the ith card, right? Return the number of integer point on the line and that cover with any part of the card. It's a very simple question. If you know the basic concept of the mapping, then you can solve this question. Okay, you have to just place this 3 coordinate on a number line. You have to count consecutively number 1 to that ending point, like the same. Okay, don't worry about that. Let's move on the writing pad, and we will understand there now easily, right? Yeah, so now you can see here, this is the coordinate point which are placed on number line, Okay, you know the number line what is it? We start from 1 0 and it's going up and so on, right? So these coordinates are placed on the number line. You have to just count the sequence of the number on the sequence point which intersect the car, right? You can see that here, you can see there 3 to 6, okay, and 1 to 5 and 4 to 7, simply, right? So for this example, the output is 7s. Okay, the output is 7. Why it is like that? Simply you have to count the sequence point. Okay, why like this? Like suppose you are 1 and then 5, so 1, okay, 1, then 1 to 5, okay, then you can see here 3 to 6 here, right? Now you can see here 4 to 7, right? Then in that we have to count all the points, like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. Now how many points you have to count? Up to maximum point, like this is the 7s, right? So what is the point in between? 7, just 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Simply you have to what you have to do nothing, just count the value, okay, of this coordinate. And also you can do one thing, yeah, so you don't have to do nothing. Okay, just what you have to do, just you have to push the value in the map. Okay, now what you need to do, just you have to just create a loop on this coordinate, like what you have to just 3, okay, and now you have to just count 6, okay, and I plus plus, and just push in the map and count the frequency, and after that you just have to return the size of the map. Why I'm showing that? Let's move on the LeetCode ID, and you will understand there very easily, because it's a very simple question on basic of the map. Okay, yeah, so now you can see here that I have used a map, okay, another why I have used another map, I have told many times of that, because it take only big of one time complexity, because it's based on hashing. And this is the loop, okay, and I'm just iterating over the nums vector, okay, and here I'm just what I said, I will just iterating on my every coordinate I up to the end point, okay, starting to the end point, and I'm just counting the frequency, and at the last I have just what I am doing here. Yeah, so at last I'm just returning the, and now you can see that at last I'm just returning the size of the map. Okay, this is the final, and let me run this code, and you will get understand very nicely if I submit this code. Okay, so it is the compilation error. Why it is like this? Okay, here you can see, just I need to erase this ones. Okay, now just submit once again, and now let's see that it got accepted or not. Now you can see it got accepted, and so now fine. And so the time completion for this code, I will make you understand on Yeah, so the I have used an order map. Okay, I call it in short U map. Okay, so I am storing the value in that. So it a space complexity will take big O of n is the size of the array, and time complexity will take I have iterating 2 times, so it will take almost n into m. Okay, n is the size of the vector and m is the size of the loop we are iterating like this. Okay, so I can call it this, and so this is the time complexity and a space complexity of the first question of the LeetCode weekly contest. Okay, now let's move to solve the question number 2. Yeah, so this is the question number 2. The question is, determine if a sale is reachable at a given time, yes or not. Now let's move on the questions, and now let's read the question description, that what question is exactly. Okay, so you are given a 4 integers x, sy, fx and fy, and non-negative integer t. Okay, in an infinite 2D grid, means that you are having infinite 2D grid. Okay, you start at the cell x and sy. Each second you must move to any of the different cells. Return true if you can reach the cell fx or y, and after exactly t second, or false, mean that you have to reach fx fy at exactly t second. If you are not reaching exactly t second, then you have to return false, otherwise return true. Adjacent cell are the 8 cell around that shade at least one corner with it. You can visit the same cell several times. Okay, so now this is the example. Yeah, so now you can see here that this is the example. You are given s6 is 2 and sy is 4. You have to reach 7, 7, means you are initially you are on the grid, means on cell 2, 4, and you have to reach 7, 4 at exactly 6 in 6 seconds. Okay, if you are reaching in 6 seconds, then you have to return true simply, otherwise here you can say false. On the example number 2, as you are initially you are standing on the coordinate 3, 1, and you have to reach 7, 3, but you have to reach in exactly 3 seconds. If you are not reaching in the 3 seconds, then you have to simply return the false there. Okay, otherwise true. Now fine, so now let's understand the approach of this question, how we can solve this question. So here I have taken I have took this approach. Okay, simply this is the math approach. There will not take much and more time on that. What you have to do is simply that, suppose you are reaching. Okay, first of all let's move on the writing pad, and we will understand there easily. Exactly. So right now initially your coordinate C, you are standing on 2, 4. Okay, 2, 4, right, and you have to reach R for reach, you have to reach 7, 7, right, exactly after t second, not t second, within t second. Okay, in this given time period you have to reach here. If you have reached on given time, then you have to simply return here true, otherwise if you are not reaching, you simply return false. This is the questions. Okay, now let's understand the question and approach. So required, so like suppose you right now your grid is here and you have to reach here. Okay, so like 2 and this is, so how many cells you have to traverse? Let's understand once again on code. So you can see that right now you are 2, 4 here, and you have to reach this cell. So how many cells you have to went through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So difference, what we will doing, just difference means just differencing from fx minus sx. Okay, and required cell means required cell, how many cell be required. Okay, and we will do the same in on the both x and y the same. Now let's move on the writing. Yeah, so simply we are just here simply here just finding our required x move and required and y move. Okay, so initially you are your f of x is 7 and sx is 2, so difference 7 minus 2 is 5, right? 7 minus 2 is 5, so simply here 7 minus 2 is 5, right? And also I am separating minus 1. Why I am separating 1, I will make you understand later. Okay, so here 1, this is coming 4, right? And here the same 7 minus and 4, that is your 3 minus 1, this is 2, right? And now we have just this one, and this, we have to find the max between these two. So max required, only simple required max is, so 4, 2, 4 is our max, and just counting, we are adding here 1. So this is the 5. That's why we are just subtracting here minus 1 and 1, because we have to match our requirement, right? This is the 5. And other 5, what we have to do, and one case we have to handle, if our suppose our t second t is 1. Okay, and our s6 and f6 is equal to our fx, and our sy is equal to fy. In that way we will never reach our destination. In that way always return false. This is our corner case and edge case, right? And after that what we have to do, just we find our requirement, and required and means t should be always greater than or equal to required. In that way return true, otherwise false. This is the simple approach. And for this approach, the time complexity is just taking big O of 1, and space complexity is just simply taking big O of 1. This is the very constant time complexity and very efficient approach. Now let's move on the ID and let's run this code there. It will get accepted or not on the LeetCode. Okay. Yeah, so now you can see here I write the code here, okay, and this is the I am finally required here. Now you can see here easily right. So and also this is the line number 8. This is the corner case and the age case. In that we already return false, and this is our the if t should be always greater than or equal to required required. Okay, so in that we return all true, otherwise false. Now let's run this code. First of all, run this code. And now let's see this. It got it passing all the text. Not yeah, it's passing all the text. Now let's submit this code. Let's see it got accepted or not. Yeah, you can see here it got accepted. So now successfully we have solved 2 questions of the LeetCode weekly contest 362, and let's have 2 questions we will solving in the next video. So till then keep practicing and keep exploring yourself. Bye bye and take care.